See, there's this thing joked about in the VRChat community. It's called the pipeline. The concept is this: you start as a normal man. Sorry, ladies, they never take you into consideration with these. You are a normal, straight, cis man. Then you play VRChat. 1 week in, you're using a meme avatar. 1 month in, you're using a male avatar. 3 months in, you're using a female avatar with tech wear or otherwise not revealing clothing. 6 months in, you use a female avatar in more revealing clothing. 1 year in, you're trans, being high-speed Shinkansen right up your behind by your now IRL boyfriend that you met in VRChat. In a motel, in Pennsylvania, because it's halfway between the two of you. Congratulations. You've just been through the VRChat pipeline. Fantastic.
Thanks for watching the Derafog video, guys. Subscribe, like, add it to your favorite playlist. Ooh, yeah. We try to get those analytics up.
That's the gist. It varies. You get people who become furries on top of that, or just learn to like I mean, I got some thoughts about all of this. VRChat allows you to use any avatar you want. True. VRChat allows you to surround yourself with people from all over the world who share the same views and beliefs as you, no matter where you're from. True. VRChat allows you to experiment with your sexuality and what you find attractive. Also, true. Think what you want about that. It happens. All those statements come together to basically mean this. VRChat allows you to try new things and be free from the judgment of others in your day-to-day life, especially surrounding being LGBT. You can be part of the alphabet army in VRChat and your grandpa ain't gonna throw you off a bridge, and that's big, because there is a growing rise in the sentiment against the 1%, population that is trans, and everything adjacent. So what happens is this community that is looked down upon and ostracized in places throughout the globe and the South seeks a place where they can belong. VRChat allows the creation of such a space. Then you get a guy who has never been exposed to this side of the world before. A lot more common than I think people realize. Somebody who never even thought for a second that this could be a possibility. He grew up with conservative parents and relatively normal friends that never really discussed these things, and so it never crossed his mind. But because of how the world is, he does have this inherent bias against the idea that it's unnatural. He plays VRChat and enters the same circles where those people are that have accepted themselves for being gay or trans. And he gets confused.
What's up? How you doing?
Great, man. Yeah, you did so well, though. You deceived me.
This was seen a lot back when VRC started to gain traction during the pandemic. Back then, the term everyone used was traps. But really, they were all for the most part just trans and not fully accepted. He gets exposed to these new people with different perspectives on life, and in this scenario, one of multiple things could happen. 1, he hates it and turns into those trolls that put down any and everything that doesn't fit into exactly what they see as proper, berating them, making fun of them, calling them unnatural. Yeah, no one likes these guys. 2, he gets used to it and just learns to accept these people as who they are, but he fundamentally doesn't change. Now, this is most people. They respect others for their life choices and expect that same respect back. Or 3, he discovers something within himself, that maybe he doesn't have to stick strictly to what he's always been told to be. He can experiment with how people see him, how he presents to the world, and learn more about who he is in the process. Freedom in avatar selection is the main thing here. When you have any choice of what you can look like, you start to show how you want others to perceive you. Or you just like the way they look, and that's why you picked them. Like, you just like tits. That's the other thing. You can really get down a rabbit hole when talking about this stuff. You can assume so many things about a person around what avatar they use, but it doesn't mean you don't know them. And there's nothing wrong about playing a game as a woman when you are a man IRL. No one bats an eye when it's 2B, but 2B in VR? That's too much. I spoke about this before multiple times in other videos. It largely comes down to aesthetics and selections available. If you want to use a male avatar in VRC, you are very limited by your options, and most look uncanny. I don't want to use that. But here, let's make this very simple. Is using an avatar like this, a female avatar like this, gay? As a man? Yes? So be it then, I guess. Gay Dara here. Why? Do you hate gay people? Shame on you. I never understand why there's people who are so committed to putting labels on others. So obsessed with the idea somebody could be homosexual. Calling people who express themselves outside the traditionally masculine framework as weak and gay in an effort to belittle and put them down. Who f***ing cares? There is nothing wrong with being gay, nothing wrong with being trans, and I know there are people who will take my words and then twist it to be, if you don't care about being called gay, why do you sound like you do? But we know what you're doing. You ain't slick. F*** you.
If you get mad at me for saying fat, it's not even racist. It's not a bad thing to say. If you say something racist, that's bad. It's not bad. That's like, you're just tickling the gay people.
The rage bait is one thing, but genuine hate is there too. When you get into this, it really seems these are people who either have been so far down the rabbit hole of religion that it dictates how they view everyone else, and instead of following the teachings of whatever religion it is, they interpret unrelated lines to mean more than they do and use it as a basis to spew vitriol and hatred to groups they deem as others. Or they just aren't good people, lacking empathy, and know that these small percentage groups are easy targets. But it's also internalized hatred. There was a test I found, done in '96, where they got a group of homophobic men and non-homophobic men, then exposed them to homoerotic imagery. In the process, their penile circumference was measured. Basically, they were monitoring if they got a hard-on while watching gay sex. And the homophobic participants, they got hard. The non-homophobic ones didn't. That's just one such study, and there has been plenty more done, but a lot of psychologists agree that a good proportion of homophobia, not all of it, stems from suppressed sexuality and a fear that gay individuals could awaken that side of them. Have you ever seen that Mormon show about their definitely not gay husbands?
Yeah, this 40-minute TV special follows the lives of 4 Mormon men who experience an intense attraction to men, but have decided to marry women instead so they can still be accepted in their church.
I experience SSA, or same-sex attraction.
Not gay. SSA.
It's crazy out there, man. Gay people exist, guys. Suppressing it doesn't help. Shaping how you act and who you are in a direction opposite to who you really are inside, just to appeal to people who fundamentally hate you for no reason other than you being interested in romantically being with people of the same gender, or wanting to change yourself into the opposite gender, is a good way to breed depression. There is nothing wrong with using female avatars as a man, and if somebody sees you doing that and doesn't want anything to do with you because of it, you probably wouldn't want anything to do with them either.
I'm a gamer. VRChat has given me like a place to explore who I really am and express that more openly and freely, and there's a lot less judgment here, and it's given me the confidence to express that in my IRL life as well. So it's kind of extended into everything. It's just a safe place for me to be me, and I don't have to worry about people being weirded out about it, or like it's normal, normalized, I guess. So it's not a question you have to think about. It's not a question you have to answer ever either. You just, I am me. I'm Violet. That's it. Don't need to think any more than that. It's nice. It's comfortable. attracted to you.
The journey of discovering your sexuality and who you are is a very personal one. It takes a lot to get to the point where you know who you are and what you really want. Even more to be open to your friends about it. Even more to be open with your family. And with that, nobody fits into the same shoes. Your experience will not be the same as somebody else's experience. What you choose to be and who you are is your own. When we look at the created class of life, desired sex and who you're attracted to are on different sliders. You can mix and match those however you want, and who you are is very unique to yourself. No one is the same. And yet, I see, when it comes to people experimenting with their own sexuality, experimenting with how people perceive them, you get, on one side, people who see men using female avatars and calling them slurs and hating their existence. And then on the other side, I see this. An egg. What does it mean? Basically, it's implying that whoever it's talking about, they're just a chick waiting to hatch out of that egg. Once they do, they'll emerge as the woman they were always meant to be. Shut the f up. Please stop projecting on other people who are potentially just starting on their self-discovery journey. They might be trans in the future for sure, but you don't know. Just let people be people. Can we do that? Just let them do whatever the they want when it comes to how they represent themselves, and don't imply anything about them. Especially when you're supposed to be on the side that is accepting of everybody. The f are you doing? You are just as bad as the ones calling them slurs. In fact, a lot of them do the same thing. And I do think there is a culture that gets cultivated in this game that is not exclusive to the trans community, but it's definitely more prevalent there than elsewhere, that is so dismissive and full of hatred towards anyone who isn't one of them. I don't really know the cause. I think it's probably when you get hatred thrown at you all the time, you tend to respond in kind. And keeping people who are different to you away is some sort of a self-preservation response. But hatred is not solved by more hatred against people who are totally unrelated. Forcing people into a box that they didn't agree to is so destructive to your credibility. All right, well, that's that. Is there anything else I need to talk about VRChat making people gay? That'll get its own video someday. Jesus Christ.
Our cameras are like in different spots. Wow. Just look at the middle. Yeah. Again. Yeah. Alright. Did I miss anybody? Any robots here?
I really like the navigator one.
I think we're good. Anyone else?
Yes. Alright. Group church or anyone on group church?